Do you need a graphic design degree to get a job in sports design? That's probably a question I get asked once a week. Today on the channel, I'm going to answer that question and tell you how you can land your dream job in the world of sports. If that sounds good to you, drop a like on the video, and let's go ahead and jump in. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sports Design School. And today we're going to be talking about college. Specifically, do you need a graphic design degree to get a job as a sports graphic designer? Now, that question might seem simple, but the answer actually might surprise you. It's no. You don't actually need a graphic design degree to get a job in sports design. And let me explain why. I think it's helpful to think about this from the perspective of someone that could potentially hire you. Let's say I want to apply for a job at the University of Texas. I submit my application that has my resume, it has my degree and all that good information, along with a link to my portfolio. The person that's hiring for that role is going to briefly glance at your resume and say, cool, this person went to college. They're then going to go straight to your portfolio, because the truth is, that's all that matters. They don't care that you had some degree in graphic design or that you went to a fancy graphic design school. They just care that you can create the kind of content that they need for their brand or team that they represent. And so what does that mean? Does that mean that graphic design degrees are worthless or that you shouldn't go to school for graphic design? Here's what I would say. A degree in graphic design can definitely be helpful. I would say if you're someone that's a novice at graphic design and have never picked up any tool before, graphic design school can honestly be a great way of learning the basics. You'll walk through a lot of theory, you'll read lots of different design books and design thinking, and ultimately you'll probably come out a better designer than you were before. Now, I will say this, before you invest all the time and money that it takes to spend 4 years learning graphic design at a university, I would say take a few minutes and go into YouTube. Honestly, I know so many people that have learned Photoshop or After Effects or any other Adobe program just by watching YouTube videos. In fact, that's how I did it. And so I would say if you want to learn graphic design, start there. See how far you can get without spending any time or any money on any formal education. You might be surprised at how good you can get. Now, I know there are some of you out there that are thinking, okay, if I don't have a degree in graphic design, what should I get a degree in? And honestly, I would say it doesn't really matter as long as you have good skill. That being said, there are some degree types that you might find helpful. Now, when you're working in a sports design job, you're usually not in a silo. You have to work with other teams and departments, and so that means it can be helpful to have a better understanding of how everything works together. And so I would recommend anyone looking to get into sports design to look into a degree in sports management or marketing or advertising. Those are great fields that help you to learn the business of sports without actually having to focus solely on graphic design. Then you can spend all the time that you want watching YouTube videos or mastering your craft, and at the end of the day, you'll have a great degree that will allow you to better understand the different parts of an athletic department, which will be really helpful in the future. And you might be sitting there wondering, if I don't have a degree in graphic design, how on earth am I going to stand out in an application? And I think that's a great question. Now let's think back to that example that I provided at the beginning of the video. Let's say I'm applying for a job at the University of Texas. Like I mentioned, they're going to look at my resume, but most importantly, they're going to look at my portfolio. You can start off today setting yourself up for success by just curating a great portfolio. Show a wide range of your skills. Show different sports or show different styles to show how well-rounded you are as a graphic designer. And if you really want to stand out, use this secret tip. Now, I have a friend that I went to college with, is a graphic designer, and he was trying to get an internship one summer. He mentioned he was applying for a role with his local minor league baseball team. And this time around, he decided to do something different. Instead of just submitting his generic portfolio, he actually took a couple of hours and put together specialized graphics for that team. So he went on and created some score graphics or some social media templates. All of those things he then submitted as part of his application. Now, as you can imagine, if you're a creative director or hiring manager and you're looking through a list of applications and clicking on a bunch of generic portfolios, you see all of these random designs, and then you click on one guy who took the time to put together designs specifically for your team. It's a great way of standing out, and he actually ended up landing the role. So that would be my advice to you. If you're trying to land a role with your dream team, spend some time and put together designs specifically for that team in mind. Beef up for your portfolio and showcase all of your work, and I guarantee you it'll make you stand out in the application process. And it'll be a great talking point in any interview that you might have from that point on. So that's it, guys. That's how you can land your dream job in the world of sports. If you like this video and want more of this content, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.